Back inside the Sullivan Center, a few minutes away from the beginning of the second half. St. Francis currently trails Robert Morris. Their score is 46-34, along with Mike Zaworski. Terry Bonadonna with you here today, and not the first half that St. Francis was looking for, Mike. Things could have been worse, but 15 turnovers. Robert Morris has 10 steals, and when your offense is out of its funk or in a funk like that, very difficult to really cut into the lead.
You look at this Robert Morris team, 12-0 in conference and nationally ranked, and you say to yourself, how good are they? Well, I think you saw it in this first half. St. Francis is a very good basketball team, and Robert Morris just took their rhythm and completely broke it apart in the first half. And you say to yourself, well, as we were sitting here, we were talking about it, like, what's the rhythm of this game? You get no rhythm in the game. Well, that's Robert Morris' play. Robert Morris creates that with their defensive prowess, their defensive quickness. They get in the passing lanes and they force you to make mistakes. You just do. And that's the difference in this ball game. And then the other point you have to look at, St. Francis, how many missed easy shots. Ian right now has played intimidated. Ian, don't. Go right at them, young man, down low. Lean into him, and he did that really nice later in the second, in that first half of play. You saw him lean in with that right shoulder and that nice lefty hook. That's what he has to do. Take it right up against a guy like that and don't back off him. Right now he's playing a little intimidated, and that's hurt St. Francis as well.
You talked about the lack of rhythm to the game. Is there any way from the St. Francis standpoint that they can reverse what Robert Morris is doing to them? Can they slow things down? Can they speed it up? Is there a way that they can turn things around to the point where they're controlling the pace of the game?
The good news for St. Francis is there is a way. Score. When you score, now they got to take it out of bounds, and they ain't getting those fast transition baskets and easy transition baskets. When you turn the ball over, they're going to keep getting those. You score, they don't. You score, they don't. And that's how you stop that kind of action in a game.
Looking at some of the stats from the first half, Darius Paul is the leader for Robert Morris with a very impressive, nearly a double-double in the first half, 13 points, 9 rebounds. Leading scorer overall, Antonio Levy, with 15 points on 5 of 11 shooting. St. Francis is led by Jean Pietrzak with 9 points on 4 of 7 from the field. Landis Anderson has 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, so he's had a nice all-around game. He's got 2 steals thrown in there as well. But you look at the score right now, 34 points from the Saints, exactly half of them. 9 from Jean Pietrzak, 8 from Hayden Witt have come from those 2 players. And I think if Jean Pietrzak and Hayden Witt are scoring half your points, you're probably not going to be in good position to win. But on the other hand, pretty impressive first half by those guys. You know what?
Thank God for Hayden Witt. He kind of kept St. Francis within range here with giving some much-needed scoring. You know, you got to have guys like Jake Popovich and Jojo Ballesteros. Those guys got to kind of settle down, not force their shots. Let the other guys do their scoring thing. Try to break them down off the dribble, but then make good decisions with the basketball and not force bad shots.
St. Francis was kept in the game in the first half with their outside shooting 5 of 8 on 3-pointers.
And St. Francis going to the 1-3-1 zone, switching it up a little bit here.
Corner 3-pointer comes up a little bit short from Omar Gilbert.
And it works for St. Francis, just breaking the rhythm of Robert Morris.
Robert Morris now 3 of 14 shooting threes for the game. So that's been their biggest weak spot during this afternoon so far. Ian Morris.
Look at that. Hey, that is a good start to the second half right there. You like it, they get the ball inside, and Ian goes right at him doing what he can do.
So it's back to a 10-point deficit. St. Francis was as close to 1 as recently as 31-30. Nearly a steal, but a foul is going to be called on the Saints.
You know, right now, this 1-3-1 kind of taking Robert Morris a little out of their rhythm offensively, what rhythm they play at. It'll be interesting to see how long it's successful here.
That is the 3rd foul on Landis Anderson, so that's something to look out for.
And on the inbounds play, St. Francis goes back to man-to-man.
Paul drives on Morrison, blocked by Morrison, but he gets it right back and puts it in.
Yeah, I mean, that's you can't stop that. That's just one guy physically better than the other guy.
15 and 9 right now for Darius Paul. Spent some time earlier in his career at the University of Illinois. Landis Anderson misses on the 3. That's his first miss from 3-point range today.
And I think a little bit of a forced shot that time by Landis.
Blocked by Morrison, out of bounds, and last touched, or was it kicked first by St. Francis. So it'll stay with Robert Morris. Well, Morrison has come out of the second half, or come out of halftime, I should say, looking strong. He's got a bucket and 2 blocks. But it is still Eagles basketball, sent into Darius Paul. Paul up and in once again.
Stop it. I mean, that's what Robert Morris is saying. Stop it. And at this point, St. Francis haven't figured out how.
Respovich goes all the way in with a left-handed layup. Nice drive by Jake. St. Francis hanging around. This is Antonio Levy. Down into the corner, now kicked out for 3. And a 3-pointer drops for Gilbert.
You know, you've seen that a couple times, just this great offense by Robert Morris, where they penetrate and kick to the corner for the wide open 3. And, you know, not only can they break you down off the dribble, they can shoot the basketball. Then they can go down low to Paul or outside to Paul. And that's what good teams do.
Morrison scores once again, so Morrison's getting hot.
Now, that's big for St. Francis. If they're going to get back into this game, it's going to have to go through him.
He's got 10 points now. First double-digit scorer of the game for the Saints. Paul in the corner. Morrison steps out on him, but Paul takes that one-step advantage that he had, and he knocks down the 3.
You may see him at the next level here one day.
Darius Paul, the brother of former Illinois basketball star Brandon Paul, played at 2 Division I colleges, Illinois and Western Michigan.
You know, he's had his issues. He's had his issues, but boy, you can see the talent that he has.
Morrison posting up on Paul. It's knocked away by Darius Paul, but Morrison gets it back. Respovich pull-up jumper, no good.
You know, if you're defense, that's what you want, the shot you want Jake taking is that jump shot, because he struggles shooting the ball.
Nice drive by Levy, but he can't finish. And Respovich trying to get it ahead to Pietrzak, whose head wasn't up at the time, and the ball ricochets off John Pietrzak's arm out of bounds.
You know, Jake sees things happening at a whole different speed sometimes than other players, and he saw something develop in there that John just wasn't ready for.
The lead is 16 for Robert Morris. It's their largest lead so far today, 56-40. Still early in the second half, and there's time for St. Francis to get back into this game, but they've got to turn a few things around, and so far in the second half, it's been on the defensive end. And for Robert Morris, really unstoppable play from Darius Paul. He's hitting it from the inside, he's hitting from the outside, whether contested or not, and there's just no stopping him at this point.
Now, the thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to double team him, try to take the ball out of his hands, but he's such a talented basketball player. And here you see that play, and you know, just Jake just playing at a little bit different speed than John was on that one. But coming back to Paul, they're going to have to try to take the ball out of his hands with double teaming, but he sees the court so well, he gets it to the open teammate. And, you know, you can say what you want about Robert Morris, whether you like their style or not, but they're making the extra pass consistently to get that other guy an easier shot than what you got, and that's what makes them so tough to play against.
Very impressive Robert Morris team. The program has been among the top in all the NAIA for many years. This is a veteran squad this year, though. A lot of seniors, 9 seniors I counted on the roster, and pretty much all from the Chicagoland area. They've drawn a lot of local talent, and they are really enjoying a fine season, trying for their 16th consecutive win today.
You know, the significance of this game for St. Francis, just barely atop their side of the CCAC conference, and then they play Holy Cross the next game, who's in 3rd place in the conference. So a loss here hurts them, makes that Holy Cross game more significant.
Here's Levy, a drive and kick outside to Sykes. Now Kyle Ward for 3. No good.
No, that's a nice offensive possession by Robert Morris, moving the basketball, and St. Francis getting lucky as Morris misses the 3.
Here's Morrison, and Darius Paul reached in on him.
You know, now you see what's happening. Darius Paul, all of a sudden he's awake here defensively. You know, before he was just sitting there kind of doing nothing. Now you see him try to pick up the intensity, and because Ian did, you see him draw the foul on the play.
Petruzak into Morrison. Good ball movement. They find Timmons inside. Reverse layup is good.
Nice play by Logan Timmons. And that was created by Ian Morrison, by him trying to demand the ball on the ball side. Ball gets reversed and they get the easy layup.
Gilbert, open look from the corner, short. Rebound to Raspopovic. Saints trying to pick up a few points here. Still down by 14. 16 is their greatest deficit of the day.
Money.
Long two from Landis Anderson. His foot was on the line, but a big jump shot. He's been hot shooting all day.
Boy, you can see just how good he is when he gets his feet set. That's a tough shot. That's nice defense, just a tough shot.
Levy's got 17 for Robert Morris.
But how fast they just did that. What'd that take, 4 seconds?
At most.
Going inside.
Raspopovic drives the baseline, throws up a crazy shot and gets it to go from his back.
He said he works on that one in practice.
Thinking about joining the circus basketball team after this year, I guess.
The fall down layup.
On the drive, Darius Paul once again banks it in.
How about how soft that thing just went off the glass?
He's got a nice touch. Logan Timmons to Jean Petruzak. Timmons down low, turn around, up with the right hand and in.
Great job by the officials on not buying into that foul. Great job. It's a nice move by Logan Timmons. Now you got the double dribble. I don't know if we could see that one, but you could just do a complete flop, and too often you see officials buy into that garbage, and it's really a nice job by the officials.
Well, we've talked about it. We talked about it during the first half. Some of these plays that are not getting called.
Watch this. Flop.
Yeah, there's very little contact.
Yeah, no, hardly any contact at all. Nice job.
12-point game, St. Francis ball. Hayden Witt back out there.
Now the secret weapon's in for St. Francis. You think he's going to get a look?
JoJo Ballestero in as well. Struggled in the first half, 0 for 3 with 4 turnovers. This is Petruzak, open three, short. Witt taps the rebound, right back to Jean Petruzak, up, in, and a foul.
Nice job. And who gets the rebound?
Witt has been big-time player today.
He's just had a great game for St. Francis, doing all the little things, hitting some shots. You know, and if St. Francis pulls this game out before it's all done with, he's one of the players you're going to have to look at in making the difference. Right now, he's my player of the game for St. Francis.
Hayden Witt has steadily seen that playing time increase over the course of the year, but he came into play today with 13 points and 5 rebounds all season. Today he's got 8 points in 7 minutes, and right there, I don't know if he gets credit for the rebound. He kind of tapped it to Jean Petruzak.
Well, here you go.
Big play.
That's credit to me right there. That's a rebound in my book. Rebound in my book. Nice hustle on Petruzak. I'll tell you what I like about Petruzak. He's going in there and he's just taking it right to the basket. He ain't fading off it. Something happens, it happens.
Jean Petruzak in double figures now with 11 points.
There you go. There's the man with the wit. Nice game by that young man.
Hayden Witt, a young junior from Lincoln Way West High School. 6'5" tall. Again, not a lot of playing time on the season, but he's seen it steadily increase over the last few games as Petruzak makes it a 3-point play. So here comes Williams trying to get Robert Morris back on a roll. Back to Omar Gilbert. Darius Randolph drives and kicks it to Booth from the baseline, short. Rebounded by Ballestero.
Well, I'll tell you, you let him shoot those all day. If he beats you from that far out, more power to him.
Ballestero drives, nearly throws it away, but Jordan Thornton is there. Back out to JoJo.
They are not giving him any room at all. You look at the defense on JoJo.
Hayden Witt loses the ball, and he's going to be fouled. I think Witt had some big eyes right there looking at setting up for another three, but he mishandled the ball, and as he chased after it, he drew the contact.
And how about how conscious Robert Morris is of him and JoJo on the basketball court when they go to touch the basketball now.
It changes the game. Even Ballestero hasn't been shooting the ball very well, but the defensive pressure ramped up around him.
Well, the guy that's going to be the release is the big man, Logan Timmons, down low with those guys outside.
Ballestero on the drive, throws it up, no good. Witt misses on the follow, and Randolph comes down with the rebound.
Too easy. That was too easy. Coach, I can't shoot from that close.
Here's the drive from Williams, and Williams scores on the layup.
How about the fundamentals that Williams used there? Uses that shoulder, bumps him off, and just takes the ball and shoots outside the frame of his body. It's a great play by Williams.
Marquis Williams, senior from Morgan Park. Drive from Ballestero, a little runner, no. On the tip, no good. And the rebound goes out to Omar Gilbert.
You know, when JoJo's playing with confidence, that shot goes down.
That's Randolph for three, and Robert Morris has gone on a quick 5-0 spurt.
JoJo's just unable to get it going here. And
12 minutes to play in the game. It's Witt inside. Thornton for three. No good. Rebound goes out to Williams. Lobbed in for Darius Randolph, and Randolph finishes the alley-oop with a layup.
Yep, and all of a sudden what was a 9-point game is suddenly now you have to score because they just blew that lead back open again.
The air has been sucked out of the building over the last couple of minutes.
Well, he's going to have to come back with Ian and Landis here.
Pietrzak bounces it inside for Timmons. Timmons up with the right hand, blocked out of bounds by Booth.
Now, if you're Logan, the next time Booth comes over, you shot fake him, and he's gonna be jumping through the ceiling, and then you just go in. And what you do is you lead in with your shoulder, so you kind of hit him a little bit, and you make him think about going up the next time. Double screen.
Raspovic gets it to Thornton. Landis Anderson, deep three, short. And on the run, Darius Randolph comes down with the rebound. Randolph dishes it outside. Here's Levy on the drive, and shot no good. Randolph with the follow, misses, and Landis Anderson pulls down the rebound.
You know, how about the play by Landis Anderson on that one to pull that rebound out? I'm not sure who missed that shot, but he looked like he was going to go up and grab that ball and just tip it back up, and all of a sudden Landis out of nowhere pulls it away.
Landis Anderson 6'6", and he has got the ability to jump out of the building.
He's just so long.
Ian Morrison.
Look at that.
Been in.
Great play by Easton. Now you see him, the first half he didn't have any of that confidence going, and now you see him just, hey, boom, get me the ball, fellas. I'll take care of business down here.
He looks so comfortable on the offensive side right now.
Well, you can't stop that shot. It's impossible to stop.
Three-pointer misses from Marquis Williams. Here's Raspovic, dishing it off to Thornton. Right back to Raspovic.
He's going to go in.
Long jumper, no. Rebound tipped by Witt to Morrison. Back up, no.
And that time he kind of reverted back. You know, you would like to see him lean in on that one.
Dallas Flowers hits the bank shot. Robert Morris back up by 16.
Man, just how quick they're on you. Just how quick they're on you.
Knocked out of bounds by Flowers, jumping into the passing lane. St. Francis ball. And now Darius Paul comes back into the game for L.J. Booth.
Now, Robert Morris, you're looking at a team that may win the national title. I mean, this team's got all the weapons to do that.
There's a whistle away from the ball and a foul on Robert Morris. That'll go against Darius Randolph. It's Randolph's fourth foul. He'll stay in the game for the time being. 10 minutes to play. This is Morrison, guarded by Paul. Up with the right hand, does not get the roll, but the tip is good from the backside.
See, I like that, though. He's taking his time, making his move, not rushing things. Did a nice job of reading what the guards were doing on the collapse. Good job by Ian.
Darius Randolph, pull-up jumper. Off the front iron, no good. Rebounded by Landis Anderson.
Get a good shot this time down. Look back inside again.
Raspopovich on the right wing. To Anderson, spinning around Dallas Flowers. He shovels it inside to Morrison, stripped by Paul, and a late whistle. Foul is called on Darius Paul off the steal, or what appeared to be a steal.
You know, you watch Darius Paul, and he's so talented. He gets lazy defensively. Whether that one was a foul or not, we could sit here and argue. When that young man works, he's a tremendous talent. Tremendous talent.
Thornton to Anderson. Landis Anderson spins, throws it up, no good. Hayden Witt comes down with the rebound. And Witt pokes it out to Jake Raspopovich, who throws it away.
Yeah.
Now it's 2-on-1. Marquis Williams takes it into Jordan Thornton and draws the foul. 2 shots coming up.
No, that's Jake right there. That's Jake. He's so creative on the basketball court, and sometimes he gets out of control, and that was a case of him doing so.
Williams misses on the first free throw.
Watch it here. You get the nice move by Landis. He shot just doesn't go, and look at the who's down there. Witt, and here you go. This is Jake. You know, gets up in the air and tries to throw a pretty crazy pass.
Williams hits 1 of 2 from the line. 70-55 our score. Jordan Thornton trapped, but he throws it across the timeline to Landis Anderson. Now Anderson's got numbers. He misses, but Morrison is there with the tip.
There you go. And I'll tell you what, you just saw him make a really nice play on that pass down court. He pulled back with his dribble. The fundamentals to do that.
Wild shot. It goes over the backboard and out of bounds from Kyle Ward.
Kyle thinking there was going to be a foul on the play.
Well, how many times have we said that today and it wasn't called? John Pietrzak layup, yes, over Darius Paul.
You know, and there you saw Darius not really get after it. You thought he might rotate over quicker and just throw that one or something. Just didn't do it. And a nice play by Pietrzak.
Here's Gilbert to Williams. Williams drives left side and kicks it out. Now Ward drives on Witt. He finds an open shooter from the corner. Omar Gilbert knocks it down.
Yeah, that's what they can do.
14-point lead for the Eagles. Here's Morrison. Morrison puts it on the floor. In the lane,
nice
puts
play.
it up and in.
Nice play by Ian Morrison. And how about him playing so under control now with his back to the basket, taking his time. Really a beautiful play by him.
Morrison's hit his average with 16 points prior to the shot foul called. This will go on Hayden Witt. That's Witt's first foul. It's the team's 4th. Logan Timmons back in. Witt will take a seat.
Boy, you like the way Witt played out there. I like the job he did on the court.
This is Paul. Guarded by Morrison. He'll try the jumper. A little bit short. Anderson rebounds. Here's Thornton down in the corner to Anderson. Nice pass, Morrison to a streaking Timmons.
Nice job, and a great cut by Timmons and a nice read. Now you see because he's been scoring offensively, now you see the other things opening up because Ian's been doing the things he has been down low.
Here's Paul on the outside, putting it on the floor and getting the foul.
John kind of looked around like, oh, I fouled him. John, you got him. You got him. Came across his body. You did get ball, but that was a good call. There you go. You take a look at it here, and you see. Yeah, you see him get him right on the arm.
He may have been all ball up top, but he had plenty of body.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Timeout on the floor. And and I'm not sure what they're discussing right now. Ryan Marks getting something cleared up by the officials.
Something going with. They're talking to him about something Landis must have done or supposedly done.
Well, nice move on that last possession by Darius Paul. He got Ian Morrison in the air, and that allowed him to get inside and draw the foul from John Pietrzak. 73-63 our score. We've seemed to settle into a holding pattern. St. Francis will go on a little run. Robert Morris will go on a little run, and we're pretty much stuck right around this 10 to 12 point mark.
You know what, though? They had this lead up to 16, potential to get it to 18, and now St. Francis kind of chipped it back down to 10. And, you know, if they can stay away from the turnovers, if Jay can keep the ball, stay under control, get the ball down to Ian. They ain't stopping it. They're letting it. They've decided to take away the three-point shot with Landis and the other kids on the floor, JoJo and that. They decided to take that away. So what's open is the plays that you're seeing right now, and everything's been centered around Ian finally taking the ball to the basket in the second half, and look what's opened up because of it. They ain't going to let St. Francis beat them from three. We know that. Keep pound it inside, pound it inside, pound it inside. Keep going right at their big fella.
St. Francis went on a run earlier in the game. They cut a 14-point deficit down to 1, and it only took them about 2 minutes to do it. So we know that they've got a run in them. That time they did it on three-point shooting. Like you said, Mike, they're taking the three-point shot away, but that's not really St. Francis' strength in the first place. They want to get the ball inside.
You know, but the way St. Francis kind of stayed in the game in the first half was because of the three-pointer. So as the coach was saying, hey, let's not let them stay in the game with that.
Paul hits on the first free throw, so it's an 11-point game now. One more coming. Paul up to 23 points for the contest. He's got a double-double. Second shot is good.
Boy, it's effortless for him, isn't it?
Certainly seems to be. Jordan Thornton across the timeline, off to the left side, and John Pietrzak. Into Ian Morrison. Morrison backs down, turnaround, no good.
That time he kind of faded off just a little bit. You would like to see him take it maybe a little more to the basket on the play.
Here's Levy. Between a couple of defenders, he gets in with the very impressive layup.
Yeah, I mean, that's just good basketball.
Landis Anderson working around a few Eagles. Gets the ball back on the right side. Here's Morrison looking for help. Now he gets the ball back. Morrison up and in.
Great job by Ian, and a great job by Landis getting the ball kicked out and then going back inside. It's beautiful basketball.
6 minutes to play in the game. This is Dallas Flowers down in the corner. 11 on the shot clock. Darius Paul. Paul is double teamed. Gets out of it into the corner. Three-pointer is good.
Not good. That's like money. How many shots they've made today from that corner? How many threes?
Antonio Levy up to 22 points for the afternoon. Jordan Thornton quickly on the other end. Scores over Paul on the right-handed layup.
Paul going after that shot. The little extra arc on it by Thornton. Nice play.
Levy spins away from Timmons. Into the paint. Paul takes one dribble. Up, no. Rebound Timmons.
How about how good Levy is with the basketball?
Jordan Thornton pretty good with the basketball as he hits on the layup. Two good drives in a row from Jordan Thornton, keeping the Saints alive. They trail by 11 with 5 minutes to go. And we've got a timeout called by St. Francis.
You know, you look at St. Francis and watch the move here, the way he moves the basketball to avoid the steal. Nice play by Thornton, but you look at St. Francis right now. Robert Morris just unable to put us away, just unable to put us away, and it tells you how much of a quality team St. Francis is. And Robert Morris tremendously talented, but St. Francis just kind of hanging around, and with 5 minutes left, as hard as St. Francis plays, break here or break there, and you may see it, you know, a close 4-point game.
St. Francis trying to pull off the comeback here. If they cannot come back and defeat Robert Morris. They will drop to 9-6 in conference. Purdue Northwest is second in the South Division at 8-6 right now. They're playing right now against Roosevelt. So pending the result of that game and the result of this game, could be anywhere from tied atop the South at the end of today or a 2-game lead for St. Francis. So a lot to play for here.
Well, those three guys right there are doing a nice job of keeping St. Francis hanging around. Landis Anderson with just really a great all-around game, and obviously Ian, everything running through him down low. And you know, you're in the last 5 minutes. You're into crunch time now. What do you do in crunch time? And that's what it's all about. And we'll see if St. Francis can kind of claw their way back and get this down into single digits and hold it in single digits.
Robert Morris ball out of the timeout, up by 11. Sykes drives and dishes. Ward loses the ball, and Pietrzak falls on top of it and calls timeout. St. Francis takes possession on the steal.
That's a
good
huge
start.
play. It's well, I'm not quite sure how they got the timeout call, but we'll take it. That's good for us.
4:45 on the clock. It'll be Saints basketball. Saints came very close to pulling off a similar comeback to this last week against Trinity International, at the time ranked number 20. They're now number 17. They were down double digits with about 7 minutes to play. They came all the way back, tied the score, and then Trinity went on a run late to win that game by 8. But St. Francis is a team that is no stranger to comebacks.
Kyle Ward trying to dribble it into 4 guys, and just a bad decision. And somewhere in there we got the timeout call.
Just before they reached in, apparently. Well, looking at the standings.
It is a Catholic institution. I think he was helping us on that one.
Looking at the standings in the CCAC right now, St. Francis leads the South Division at 9-5, but it is close at the top. Purdue Northwest and Holy Cross right there, and the winner of each division gets an automatic bid to the tournament. So Robert Morris and Trinity International can't get the 2. There's got to be somebody coming out of the South. Right now, St. Francis is in the best position to do it.
You know, Trinity International at this point is going to be going either way. They're going to be at the national tournament with as good as they are, and St. Francis can hold on to this South Division. It'll be 2 years in a row going down, and the closest St. Francis ever come to that was when back in the 90s when Coach Sullivan was here, and they went 2 out of 3 years. So it'd really be a heck of a testament to Ryan Marks and the St. Francis program and the job he has done here.
Ryan Marks, 81-37 in his 4 years at the helm of the Fighting Saints. Looking for victory number 82 today. This is John Pietrzak, out to Logan Timmons.
You see the defensive intensity now with Robert Morrison. Going to get called for a foul down low for having his hands on Morrison's back.
Foul is on L.J. Booth. Darius Paul currently out of the game, and last time he went out, St. Francis went on a good run. So even if he's not out for long, he may be able to make some hay here with the star center for the Eagles taking a break. Fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock as the pass goes into Morrison. Inside, Landis Anderson draws the foul. Can't get the roll off the rim, but he will have 2 free throws.
Boy, Landis Anderson, you just marvel at that young man and his work ethic out on the basketball court. And such a great recruit for Ryan Marks. Look at that. Man, it would have been nice to see that go.
He got hit pretty hard as he misses on the first free throw. I was surprised that he was able to get as much on that shot as he did.
You know, and that free throw is huge from this standpoint. Single digits would have been nice to see here on this possession.
Anderson misses them both.
The significance of that shot not dropping.
We talked coming in about maybe the biggest strength that St. Francis has over Robert Morris is the free throw shooting. Not on that possession. Sykes to the right side. Sykes drives on Timmons, off the glass, no, rebounded by Morrison.
Yeah, it's nice defense that time, not going into the offensive player and drawing the foul.
Jordan Thornton steps into the three-pointer, and as Hayden Witt got hot in the first half, that's what Jordan Thornton has provided to the team in the second half.
And now it's single digits.
8-point game, and St. Francis looking to come up with a big stop.
And how about the defensive? You just see the defensive intensity pick up after that three-pointer for St. Francis.
This is Ward in the corner. The three-pointer comes up short, and Timmons has the rebound for St. Francis. Thornton bounces it inside, loses it, diving on the floor, trying to get it back. He knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Robert Morris basketball.
You know, and again, he's a freshman, he's young. It would have been nice to see him get that down there and then just pull it back instead of trying to force it all the way. Pull back. Now you're putting the defense off balance and just playing a little too fast.
Timeout called by Robert Morris. It's a 30-second timeout. 80-72 our score, 3:18 to play in the second half. And like you've been saying, Robert Morris just unable to put St. Francis away right now.
You know, right here, instead of trying to make the difficult pass, pull it back. You just pull back that dribble. And he had done that earlier against the pressure. I kind of talked about it just very quickly. You pull it back there, get the defense coming out. Now you got him off balance. And then you can go ahead and make your move. He was just trying to play too fast.
That was closer than I thought on that replay. It very nearly went off on Levy.
It kind of, boy, you wonder, don't you?
Could have gone either way there.
It doesn't matter now. It's over with. The call's been made, but.
You hate to see a turnover at a spot like that just because St. Francis seemed to be seizing momentum.
Well, let's see, can you?
I don't know if they had a review. I don't know if they could have overturned it because it was too close, but it very well may have been off of Levy.
Hey, it's good fodder for us.
We need something to talk about, right? Anderson knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Eagles. 18 on the shot clock.
There you see the length of Landis Anderson just getting that arm up there. Knocked that one out of bounds.
In the corner, it's Levy for three. His shot's been off today. Here's Thornton pulling up for three. No, not this time. Knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Ian Morrison.
Yep.
Thornton scored 7 points for St. Francis in a short period of time. But he's maybe overstepped his bounds the last couple of possessions and been unable to come up with anything.
Now that last possession is the old, as a coach, no, 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 yes, if it goes in, no, 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 if it doesn't, you know, and you know, it tells you the confidence Ryan Marks has in his young men to let them, that they would shoot that shot and not feel like they're going to come out because they did take that shot.
Marquis Williams back in for Robert Morris. Inbounds pass goes to Levy. This is Williams cutting inside, pull-up jumper from about 13 feet away. This is short.
Yeah, Logan Timmons doing an outstanding job on the point of the 1-3-1. Right to the basket.
And to Timmons. Timmons is blocked by Paul Morris.
There it is. Nice job by St. Francis, and 6-point game.
They've just chipped away at that lead, which was as much as 16.
Watch Logan Timmons on the point, just getting after it here.
Timmons is all over the place on defense, starting to trap. Pass deflected out of bounds with 11 on the shot clock.
You watch Robert Morris, and they're trying to get the ball into the corners, and that's where they've had so much success shooting the basketball. And St. Francis, because of their length, getting their hands on a lot of balls. Now they're going to come back out. They're going to switch back.
Here's a drive and a kick down into the corner. Levy. Levy moves the baseline. He's tripped up. Foul on Ian Morrison. That is only the 5th team foul, so it will not result in free throws.
No, that's the $1,000,000 questions. Was he out of control when it was going in, or, you know, take a look here.
Nice bailout.
Yeah, it looked like he might have caught him with his leg.
You haven't called anything since the technical, huh? Felt like you needed to.
Under 2 minutes to play. 6-point lead for Robert Morris, who has gone cold from the field.
It's not slippery there at all.
I'll give the credit, a lot of that credit to St. Francis, to Robert Morris, not quite figuring out that 1-3-1 defense and how to break it.
Levy off to the left side, gets it back. Now Robert Morris will run some clock. This takes them away from their typical offensive game plan. Down into the corner, this is Gilbert. 10 on the shot clock. Williams bounces back to Gilbert. Now they've got to make a move inside. Paul.
Traveling violation.
Well, they used up a good 40 seconds or so on that possession, but they come up empty, and St. Francis could potentially make it a one-possession game here.
See, and I'd like to see St. Francis get it down low, get it inside to Ian, let him do his work down there.
Pietrzak is fouled by Marquis Williams.
St. Francis going to the line, so to make the throws and cut into this lead one more time.
John Pietrzak, a 74% foul shooter, 1-1. And he misses the front end. Free throws have killed St. Francis here in the second half.
Yeah, that's 3 missed free throws. And this one hurts even more because it's the front end of a 1-and-1.
Williams and Levy back and forth, and now Marquis Williams starts to make a move. 12 on the shot clock. We're under a minute for the game.
You know, if you're somebody scouting Robert Morrison here at this game,
Paul is fouled and he hits the shot.
one of the things you're walking away saying, hey, are they susceptible to the zone? And that's the way it's kind of played out here in the second half for Robert Morris. Really not handling the 1-3-1 zone very efficiently.
Darius Paul makes it an 8-point game. He can make it a 9-point game from the line.
How much energy has St. Francis expended? Not one Robert Morris player over on their knees and 3 St. Francis players bent over on their knees.
That may go into some of the clutch missed free throws, as Paul does not miss. 9-point lead now for the Eagles. Saints need a basket right here. Jordan Thornton leading the way for the Saints. Thornton's been the go-to point guard here as opposed to Jake Raspopovich. Thornton on the runner, off the glass, no. Morrison battling for the rebound, and he pulls it in eventually. Now up and a
going
foul.
to the line.
Nice work by Ian Morrison off the glass.
You know, it's good to see him down there just doing dirty work and kind of staying with that basketball. And St. Francis going to, you know, with the pressure now, the first thing, ideally, you want a 5-second call. Secondly, a steal. Third, you want a trap and a possible turnover. Okay, and then fourth option is the foul once you make both free throws.
Ian Morrison will get 2 shots here. And he hits the first.
And the 5-second call is going to be very difficult just because of the quickness that St. Francis would have to defend against and trying to prevent the ball to get in.
Raspopovich getting set to check in. Morrison misses the second free throw. That's the fourth missed free throw here in the last few minutes. Thornton has to foul Marquis Williams. .9 on the clock, an 8-point lead for Robert Morrison. We talked about it coming in. The free throws were a big advantage to St. Francis, but here in the latter stages of the second half, it's come down to a contest of free throws, and Robert Morris has passed the test with flying colors.
Yeah, St. Francis just not able to get some of the throws to go down that were big opportunities for them to, you know, stay within striking distance.
And Williams hits the front end of his 1-and-1. Robert Morris does not have any rebounders down there. You want to guard against a quick score on the other end.
On the season, 67%. And, you know, today they've done pretty well shooting the basketball from the line.
Here's Thornton across half court. Jordan Thornton will drive. His jumper does not go. Jojo Ballestero can't get the rebound. Paul comes down with it. and fires it across half court. Kyle Ward is fouled. 19 on the clock. Well, that may just do it for Robert Morris, up by 10 now with 19 seconds left with a man at the free throw line.
You like the second half that St. Francis played offensively in terms of getting the ball down low and playing to their strength. You know, and when they play to their strength, a lot of good things happen offensively for the Saints, and you saw that play out here in the second half. And the final score may not show it here.
Here's Ballestero ahead to Thornton. Jojo Ballestero, pull up three, no good. Thornton battles for the offensive rebound. He misses. Anderson there with the tip. 87-77, and Robert Morris will just dribble out the clock here. So this will go into the books, a 10-point victory for the Robert Morris Eagles, their 16th consecutive win. And in the end, this game very similar to the game that St. Francis played on the road last week against Trinity International, which is to say they fell behind, they fought back extremely well, but maybe just ran out of energy at the end of the game.
They did, and that just tells you how good of a basketball team this Robert Morris team is. They really have every facet of the game covered, and you saw that getting out to that nice lead on St. Francis at the half, and St. Francis doing everything they could to come back in the second half and really playing to their strength, but just not enough to overcome this Robert Morris team.
There certainly were some positives in that second half. They didn't turn the ball over quite as much. They forced more turnovers, really good zone defense. You talked about that 1-3-1 that seemed to cause some trouble for Robert Morris, but the lead that the Eagles were able to develop in that first half, too much to overcome for St. Francis, who got some key contributions from some players who we don't necessarily see step up all that often as well. So I'm saying a lot of positives for St. Francis, and it's something that they can take away from the game because there's a chance these two teams will see each other again in the tournament.
Yeah, good. Very good chance they could see one another in the tournament. You have to think Robert Morris is going to be going down just where they're at. They're going to be very difficult to overcome on their side of the conference because they're just that good. And you have to think they're going down in nationals, but chance we could see them down there. First thing we have to do, though, is win our side of the conference to get down there.
We'll be joined in just a moment by the head coach of the Fighting Saints, Ryan Marks. Again, 87-77 is our final. Robert Morris defeats St. Francis. The Saints fall to 15-9 on the season, 9-6 in conference. Robert Morris 18-4 with their 16th consecutive victory. And we are joined now by Ryan Marks. Coach, really good effort in the second half. It seemed like the Saints just kept pushing and pushing, and in the end, Robert Morris was just barely able to hold them off.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question they were the better team today. I mean, over 40 minutes. We did have a good stretch. I think, like anything else, there's some good and bad that we're going to take out of this one. I think the best thing, obviously, is that we didn't quit. We kind of kept scratching and clawing, trying to find a way to get back in the game. So that was certainly a positive.
You know, it really seemed in the second half, Coach, that you guys really played to your strength. Get the ball down low to Ian. Was that the game plan coming in, or what you guys talked about at halftime about that?
Yeah, it's a good point, Mike. I think for us, we have to get the ball inside, particularly to Ian, but whether, Logan, when Pizzazak is a 4, even Hayden, who stretches the floor for us a little bit, like, we have to throw the ball inside to alleviate pressure. We talk to our guys, if we want to be a good three-point shooting team, you got to throw it inside. If you want to be a good driving team, you got to throw it inside. And obviously, when you have guys who can score in there, you have to give them a crack all the time.
You know, as you look at this one, what do you pull out of this game today against Robert Morris? Because, I mean, they pretty much, for the most part, led from beginning to end. But what do you hit your players with that's a positive out of this one?
Well, I think, you can spin stats anyway. I think the positive and negative all in one is turnovers. We had so many turnovers. So I think, our guys have to understand, okay, if you minimize the turnovers, you have a great opportunity to win. So that's the positive. The negative is we talked about that at length yesterday, and we didn't do it today. So just because we can analyze it now doesn't mean we can go back and play them and minimize the turnovers the next time.
Coach, Robert Morris is a very good basketball team, but don't cut your kids short. You guys got to have a really, really nice squad. From my standpoint, and I'm on the outside looking in, what you really like is that you guys haven't peaked yet. You guys are going to keep getting better and better and better as time goes on.
I do think that's true. I think we have a good team. I think we've played some pretty good basketball over the last 3 weeks. But I think there's a sense among the kids and among the staff that there is a higher level or a higher level of proficiency at which we can play complete games. And, you know, if we get to that, we're a formidable team.
Coach Ryan Marks, sorry about the loss today, but go get him next
You don't
time.
look that sorry, Tate.
No. Well, I was happy to have a fun game to call.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Final score again, 87-77. The Saints fall to Robert Morris today. A tough game against the number 10 team in the country, but we saw Hayden Witt step up, play great in the first half. We saw Jordan Thornton step up, play great in the second half. You were just talking to Coach about the fact that maybe they haven't peaked yet, and they're still getting better and better. And I think that's true in the fact that not only did we see some of the star players like Ian Morris and Landis Anderson have big games, but they're starting to get more players involved and getting them some big minutes against big-time competition.
You know what, and I think they're starting to figure out what their strengths are and starting to play to those strengths. Robert Morris is a good basketball team. You have to be careful as a coach not to overanalyze this one. Well, if we could have done it, Robert Morris is good. And you know what, right now, they're better than us. But at the same time, we're a good basketball team, and you can just see some things when we play to our strengths and do the things that we're supposed to do. We like what you see on the basketball court for St. Francis.
Well, St. Francis, Robert Morris not scheduled to play each other again this year, but two teams that'll certainly be in the CCAC tournament and are going to have something to say about the winner of the conference tournament, and two teams that are in good position as well to make it to the NAIA tournament. Coming up for St. Francis, no more ranked teams on the schedule, so they are in good shape to go forward and win the South Division and try to capitalize on the schedule that they've got ahead of them and look to make a run to that tournament. Coming up the next game at Holy Cross on February 1st, and then back here at home next Saturday against Trinity Christian. A couple of big games.
Yeah, the Holy Cross game, a huge game. Holy Cross in third in the conference, and now St. Francis just one game up on them. So if they can get that one again, they put a little bit more distance between them and the third place team, and they just got to take care of business. I mean, they're in first place. They control their own destiny.
All right, Mike, let's close it up. Your final thoughts on today's game?
Don't overanalyze it. Pull away a few strengths, and I think Ryan Marks hit on those. Boom, it's done, over, let's move on.
I'm never accused of overanalyzing things. I know when it's time to shut up. Time for us to say goodbye. Again, final score 87-77. Robert Morris comes to Joliet and takes out St. Francis. Thanks for tuning in. For Mike Zaworski, I'm Terry Bonadonna. We'll see you next time.